I find what she did, I think everyone does, looking at it, so satisfying. Yet, I'm sorry to say that that kind of parenting, when that boy was 3 years old, is what creates what we're dealing with here to a certain extent.
There you go.
Particularly if there's no dad around to help that poor mom with the 6 kids. So what about the intergenerational? Yeah, what about the intergenerational issues? How do we deal with that?
Yeah, well, it's not a question of how do you deal with it, besides saying, Dr. Drew, exactly what you said, that there is a different way. I am positive. You cannot convince me that that was the first time that she went upside her son's head like that. Now, as she said out of her own mouth, when she did it yesterday, it wasn't to discipline him. That was out of fear. She was afraid for her son's life, and she did not want to lose him at the hands of law enforcement. But unfortunately, what she doesn't understand is that it is the environment, including her, that has him out there in the streets like that.
Right,
and it's an unfortunate opinion, but it is the reality,
okay.
Dr.
And now,
Drew.
Spirit, I think you would agree with that, no? Although I saw you shaking your head a little bit. I beg your pardon, Crystal.
Yeah.
Crystal. For some reason, your guys' names are confusing to me tonight. But go ahead, Crystal.
Yeah, I know. It's okay. No, Spirit, I do agree with you on that. It's not the way, that's not the first time she slapped him upside the head. And while I would have hoped the discipline was, you know, you shouldn't be doing this, isn't appropriate behavior, this is not, you know, the first time she's done it. And she kept hitting him upside the head, right? And I guarantee you, he probably doesn't have a male in the household as a role model.
That's right.
I know we're talking about. Well, let me just finish real quick.
But maybe
so
she would have not needed to have done all that had there been a male there, right?
Well, maybe. Well, all I'm saying is, to Spirit's point, that's not how you discipline kids, because specifically for male children, hitting them teaches them violence is the way that they're going to go about life and negotiate. So it's wrong, but I think it's interesting. She has 6 kids, and we don't hear about Daddy anywhere in the picture,
and so,
which is exactly what Larry and I were talking about.
Right, and Larry, I think you'd agree with this, but I feel sorry for this woman that she doesn't have the dad around. I don't necessarily blame her struggling with these kids.